Hello everybody, welcome to Bass Bonsai. We're out here on the water today, not in the house, but we're sort of gonna put together some videos on my combos, how to utilize them, what I feel, what I throw with them anyway, or what I feel maybe what's best, weights, that kind of stuff. And just so you can kind of see what I have, but what's out there on the market kind of deal. So we're gonna jump down here, I'll show you each individual ones and stuff like that. But the best thing you can do, because this question's been asked a few times, like, can you learn how to fish on YouTube? Can you learn how to shoot guns? Can you actually learn how to do something off YouTube videos? The answer is yes, but until you get out there and do it, you're not going to be, good at it. You might learn the basics, kind of get the idea, but there's nothing like going out and shooting your rod and reel, the bait out in the water, and reeling and just testing out stuff like that. There's no real on the water in the real world experiences there's nothing that on YouTube you can get that will equal that. So this might get you close. We're gonna see me out here casting some of these different rod and reel combos, different baits and stuff like that. So buckle up, hang on, this adventure starts right now. I keep always mentioning this in the end of the video, so I'm gonna put this at the beginning of the videos. If you haven't subscribed to Bass and Bonsai, please subscribe now. Mainly fishing content, some bonsai from the past. Gonna plan on maybe having a little pew content, maybe back to bonsai when I get around to it, stuff like that. So hit the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff to help get the spread this channel, Bass and Bonsai. If you like the videos, like the content, please spread the word. Bass and Bonsai, we're coming to a honey hole near you, maybe a shooting range also. Yeah, I know we got guns. Hey, it may be an antique gun show, but it's a gun show. Okay, let's go with this guy. This is one, maybe not my favorite combo, but it's probably my luckiest and my best just overall combo. The MegaBass Super Destroyer P5 with the Steez Limited. That is the deeper spool. It's a shallow spool one, but I switched spools out of the other one, so it's a higher gear ratio, 8:1, or is that 8:5? 8:5 to 1. But I do have the deeper spool in it. Not 100% spooled up all the way, but an awesome combo that does a lot of stuff, even all the way down to a 16th ounce VMC finesse jig. I use it for shaky head with the, you can put a regular finesse worms or like a Zinkers or a Cinco or something like that, and just, so basically you can throw a weightless Cinco on this combo with, if you want a bigger hook and, bigger line kind of thing. So it's kind of the reel is what makes that happen, but this combo is so light. These start out, they feel kind of slick until you get used to them. Once you get to fishing and your hands get any kind of moisture in it, then it gets grippy. But pretty good combo, so let's go. And start with Topwater, because if you guys are following, if you guys comment if you follow any of the shooting channels, they've got a little more regulations on those guys, so I don't even know if I want to get into that, but I might. But like at Grand Thumb, they like to go from tip to butt. Well, we here at fishing, we like to start from top to bottom. We're not like those guys. So I like to start Topwater, even though I get out here and right now it's almost 8:30, but I like to just see, is there a topwater bite going on? See, is there a big, crazy, obnoxious topwater bite going on? But also so we can utilize the abilities of this rod and reel combo. This is our Super Destroyer with the Steez Limited, and I saw a little bit of fish activity up here during the intro. So as you can see, this is the Whopper Plopper 130, throws it no problem. May not get hit. Got a late start this morning. I slept in a little bit. But this rod and reel combo, you saw that bait I just took off. So I basically can go from way up here, over an ounce bait, down to a 16th ounce with a worm on it bait. Jigs. You got to watch the smaller treble hook stuff. That's if there's a downside to this rod and reel combo, that's it. The Whopper Plopper 130, no problem, but if you get down to those, a 1/4 ounce bait, a half, even iffy with a 1/2 ounce, say like rattle trap or something, those hooks may be getting smaller to where you could overpower them with this rod and reel combo, with the rod mainly. So we'll just transfer through a few baits. I like this. It's almost my favorite spinnerbait rod. It just has that power, but it does a lot of stuff. So we're going to put a spinnerbait on it. I forgot a bait. If you guys are into the swim baits, this is that one. It's kind of like the TK Tiny Clash, maybe a size bigger. I'm just going to show you it can throw it also. So we'll throw it just real quick. Then we're going to go to spinnerbait, and then we'll probably switch to a different rod, and this will be the end of this video. But so hopefully you can see this. I can throw that bait way out there. Work it no problem. Might have a little too much grass on if this grass is sinking yet. So you just whip a, you know, it'll go fairly heavy, but I wouldn't try to throw, you know, the Clash 9 on it kind of stuff. All right, let's find a bait. Oh, see all them little babies? Let's find a bait to actually get hit this morning. Okay, found my favorite spinnerbait. I'll talk about it, but that's my favorite color to put on this color bait, and these are my favorite little bitty Meredith baits from AliExpress. So you don't really have to on a spinnerbait, but I still kind of like to hook it at an angle down a little bit. Definitely on chatterbaits, get that tail down away from the blade of the chatterbait. So I kind of typically almost just do the same thing, and I've added the little keeper on the I just put a little thread and super glue it so it'll help hold the bait on these SV3 knockoffs. We'll talk more about those in a second. But I like to start with the down on the underside of the belly, and then go in a little ways and then come up and out. Keep it centered, but then what you have is you have it angled down. So as that's going through, it just lets that tail be in a real clear or clean water, not disturbed by the blades, even on a spinnerbait. So let's just keep it rolling. Throw right there, Matt. See where I just threw? Throw right there. There's definitely another fish there to be caught. He kind of bumped at mine, and then I don't think he'll hit it again. I think he's at least a pound and a half or so. That's a big one again.
Oh my God.
That's a big one. Oh God, stay on. You got to, you're saying as big as mine. That may be Maddie's.
It might be. You have to bring him to the other side.
Oh my God, that's a giant.
Or up front.
I'm gonna boat flip him with the Super Destroyer. No, I ain't gonna go that crazy.
Yeah, I was about to say, I bet you don't.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, let me get over. I got it.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna go over here. That's a good, oh, I'm stuck. This, I'm gonna try to get down here. Get over here. Can you guys see that fish? Oh no, it's gonna get in the mercury. I got it.
Oh my God, it's not addition.
I know, I'm changing the words for bass and bonsai. Duh.
It's invention.
Let's just see if we can catch a bass. Another, that's a bigger fish. Oh dear God. Jesus.
My goodness.
On the Super Destroyers. Stay on. Dude, that's a good, oh, look at that fish. He's pulling the boat out. I don't know how big this fish is, but he pulls as hard as a 5-pounder. Look at him. Oh, that's a giant. It's a giant fish. Second bass of the day is the fish of the day if I can get it in. The Super Destroyer seems outgunned, honestly. This is a monster rod that has a monster fish on it. Dude. He is, dear Lord. Get up here. Oh my God. Holy God, that's like 6, easy. Look at this giant fish.
Wow.
Oh my God. Get him over here.
Look at you go.
Oh, no. Don't jump. You jump!
Oh,
Dear
crap.
God! Look how monstrous this huge giant is.
Where's the scale thingy?
I'd been talking about getting one of those boards. That dude is gigantic. Oh my God. Look at that.
You have that thing, but it's covered up, so you can't even tell how long it is.
Dude, he's gigantic. We're gonna weigh it. That is every bit of 7.
Yep, looks pretty big.
All right, guys, that is it. Hopefully you found this video fun and informational. So what I want to do is go ahead and just give you like in the order I like these and what I like these for. So, you know, even though this was just for one rod and reel, if you haven't watched the other videos, go back and watch them on the other rod and reels. So if I'm going to be fishing, you know, swim baits, bigger stuff, then yeah, you can't deny that this is the way to go. Tequila back rack, bigger stuff. It's hard to deny this rod and reel and its capabilities and all that, but it is not my favorite. It is not my least favorite, but it is not my favorite rod and reel combo. So awesome rod. It's my heaviest. So we'll start with we'll work our way up to my favorite. So there has to be a least favorite then, right? So I hate to say it to you Shimano guys, or Brew Tank for one also. My least favorite of what I own, the rods, not the reel, would be the X-Pride 610 medium. Very capable, but it's just the overall feel and stuff. But it's like $279 roughly rod. Definitely an awesome combo once you throw a good reel on it, and it does everything good that it does. But it's my least favorite. My next in line, I know Shimano and Jackal guys are really gonna about fell out of the boat. You Shimano and Jackal guys are really gonna hate me for this, but the Poison Adrena, it's my most versatile, but it is not my favorite. Just because it's a little heavier blank material, just as capable though, probably just as sensitive, and the grip feel is probably the best of all of them, but in my book of favorites, it's next in line. So that leaves 2. Actually, wait. Tequila Baccarat falls in between. So the Tequila Baccarat is right after the X-Pride. Then the Tequila Baccarat, then the Poison Adrena. Sorry, I left it completely out. So then it leaves only 2. Super Destroyer and the Blade. So we'll hold them both up. And you guys tell me which one you think, or if you have these rods, which ones are your favorite kind of deal. So we have the Blade and the Tequila Baccarat. Very close. Mainly a power rating thing. This is like crazy more powerful than the Blade. Overall lighter like 128 grams. This is like 97 grams. So you do pay for the weight, but it's like almost, once you get out fishing one or the other, they're both very lightweight feeling. But my second to favorite, meaning my favorite, this is second to favorite. This has become my new favorite combo just because of how fun it is. Not just to mention the fact that today it's what dominated, and just getting all these rods out here. Mainly because it's got 2 things going for it. Let's put it to you that way. And I'll tell you about those in a second. But first, and I know we're going to get out of here, the Super Destroyer, just because of what it does, it destroys. It's an awesome like rod that you feel, you know, you may feel overpowered once you get into 5-pound and bigger fish. You may feel that's when it's like, oh boy, hang on to it. But it's just the crisp, just how it works for flipping, pitching, skipping, throwing spinnerbaits, you know, whatever you want to do, it does it on a very short, 6'9", lightweight, awesome. The Blade, you can kind of do all that on a lighter level, a little smaller hook for like your jig hooks and stuff, but you can still throw finesse type stuff, and it just does a lot. So if I don't know which video you're watching right now, because this is actually the ending to all 5 of the videos, but go watch them all. If you haven't watched the Blade video, go watch it. And I've got several videos kind of highlighting for sure the Poison Adrena and the Super Destroyer have their own kind of separate videos going on. Tequila Baccarat probably does. X-Pride only has like 1 or 2 because it's, like I said, it's a very awesome rod, but it's just my least favorite. But for what I do and what I throw, I have to put it to this rod. Now reels is probably easy to see, and you would probably think, well, clearly, Charlie, it's the Steez Limited, right? Because I have 3 of them. No, not actually. That reel right there is my favorite reel because of the money, and it feels better on these rods, which are now my favorite rod lineup, is the P5s. So in the future, I plan on no more, unless the cost comes way down or they redo something on the Steezes that makes, you know, cost wise basically. This Zillion does everything as good. Some cases you almost would say better than those Steez. The palming part, like this, is smoother. So if I was wanting to in all honesty, for a true jerkbait, and I guess I'll talk about that since I brought it up. The Steez reels are really not very good for jerkbait. If you palm them and you know, work a jerkbait like me, because of this slip right here. And I'm almost thinking, just like I talked about on my Zillion, that's where you're going to have the paint rub off, because that is so sharp. And if you're a guy that basically palms his reel, your hand just aware on that sharp edge, that's something that should honestly, I know it's cosmetics is all it is to make it look better, but it honestly is something they need to probably do away with in the Steez. Because 2 things, it's going to hurt your hand over time if you're trying to fish all day, like I mentioned. And the Zillion does the same kind of thing right here. I've talked about it. You can literally wear the paint off, but it doesn't hurt your hand at all. But that Steez right in there. So this reel actually, for working, like the smoothness of it, is the best I've also found for working a jerkbait. So I really need to, if I want to try to, but I don't really like the way the Zillion feels. I know, I'm complicated. On the X Pride, or basically the Perfection reel seat, the Poison Adrenaline or the X Pride, and several other rods that I don't necessarily like. Whoa! Hang on, we're in for a ride. This trolling motor's got a mind of its own. We're going to go over here into the shade. So as I get out of here, just those things to keep in mind when you're out there, and you can do it. Most places will not care. If you go to Bass Pro or wherever and they've got a rod and reel you like, put them together first. Palm them, you know, simulate what you would be doing and just see how they feel. Some rod and reels don't go that great together. They got a weird feel just in how where they mount on the reel seat could change this way or whatever, and it could get tight here. It just could be different. So that's another thing. But anyway, hopefully you like video kind of highlighting rod reel combos. Stay tuned, a lot more coming. Please hit the like, subscribe, share buttons, all that kind of stuff. You know, hit the share button and then decide who you're going to share it to. It should bring up you know, I don't know about Instagram, but maybe even Instagram, Facebook, your friends. You can usually send it even on in just a text message to somebody if it's a cool video and you liked it. Share it. Everything that you've seen me fish with today, I've got another video somewhere previously highlighting, whether it be a bait, the rod, the reel, the line, and all that stuff. But if you have any questions left, put them down below in the comments and I'll try to answer them. I'm a pretty busy man. Not really, but anyway, hopefully you liked the video, guys. If you did, do all those things. But whatever you do, go out and have fun doing it. Don't do anything unless you're having fun doing that thing. Well, unless it's work, until you find a job you actually like. All right, see you later.